You brought up championship. Oh, I brought up championship wrestling from Hollywood. You brought up Arizona. When was your first time meeting David Marquez?
Oh boy. I had just taken a job as a reporter in Palm Springs. And I might have met him ancillarily when I was first training to be a pro wrestler, but even in my mind, when I was first coming up in the business, there's no way that I'm gonna be good enough to wrestle on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. So like I never kind of, and even Dave pulled me aside once. It's like, why'd you ever try to work here? And I was like, because I never thought I was good enough to. But when several years after the fact there, I'm working in Palm Springs, and Brandon Taylor again, wrestling as the Hobo, is the Heritage Champion there. And this was at the same time when Todd Kennelly, who I think currently calls Hollywood matches now, he went back to it, but he got a job with TNA Impact, and he was going to, go and call those. So they needed a broadcaster. And Brandon said, why don't you come out and try? And I was like, okay. And so like I made that, 4-hour drive from Palm Springs to Port Hueneme. And the first show I went was a Red Carpet Rumble taping, which is their big, version of the Royal Rumble. It's the biggest show of the year for Hollywood. And so I didn't get to sit in. So Todd Kennelly, that was kind of his go home show. So I kind of just was in the back. I did a couple backstage interviews and stuff. But Dave Marquez also comes from a broadcast background. He came from local news, things like that. So he liked that I came from that world as well. And we kind of spoke a language together, as that, brothers that have worked in that sort of world and knew how to understood the workings of a live truck and doing all these different things. And so the next set of tapings, they just put me in the chair and they said, you're calling it. And I was like, oh, and I really wasn't expecting it at the time. I thought I was probably just going to do backstage stuff or whatever. And so it was me and Johnny LaQuasto for a number of years, calling Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and then eventually Championship Wrestling from Arizona. And, that really kind of set the foundation for what I am today as a broadcaster.